great. We have a lot to talk about today. Packers, 49ers, all the way down the list you see on the side there, hitting some serious topics. But today we're talking about the main event, the Packers, the 49ers. Does Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers have enough in the tank? They rallied late in the season. They rolled through the Cowboys. I mean, they steamrolled through the Cowboys. Put them into a position to have conversation and go, oh, okay, well, maybe Jordan Love is that good, and maybe the Packers have more talent than we were thinking. And this combination, this team, this matchup isn't a blowout like people thought, unless you think different, Brent. Does Jordan Love and the Packers have enough to play against the 49ers and Brock Purdy with all the talent, Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel?
Look, I think what's going to happen is the Packers have been playing very well lately. They ended the season strong, 7-2, right? Jordan Love is starting to figure it out. Spent many years behind Aaron Rodgers, so it's not like he didn't get good training, but now he's doing it himself. And we talked about this earlier in the week, Brandon, and I think it's still relevant, right? Which is the Packers have had to fight and claw and give it every ounce they have to get to this point, and they are on a roll. And the 49ers, if on the beach with Jessica Simpson, drinking Mai Tais, having a great time, resting, relaxing, and they're going to show up to the game, and they better be ready to play. And yes, from a talent perspective, they're extremely far superior talented than the Packers. But any given Sunday, bro, any game, if you don't show up and you're not ready to go and you give them this much and let them build this much confidence, it could be a dogfight. With all that said, I do think the 49ers are just so much more talented, and they will just, maybe start out a little slow, but run them out of the building. And I'm not going to make the pick that I made with the Texans upsetting the Ravens. I'm going to go with the Niners here. But do you think, Brandon, that sort of starting out slow, if that's true, does that really affect the whole game, or that just kind of affects the rhythm at the beginning of the game?
I think the start of the game is important. I think you got to come out blazing. The Packers did that against the Cowboys, right? The Packers against Cowboys did that, and you see right here.
Oh, yeah.
Jordan Love comes out correct right now, just like the other teams have done, right? The Bills came out, crushed the Steelers, right? Like these teams, the only team that claimed that was close was Lions and the Rams. I mean, if Jordan Love comes out tough like he did against the Cowboys, and I'm saying you got to put up all of these points, but move the ball, get first downs, field possession is important. Everyone talked about Lamar Jackson and saying, but his defense put him in good positions. Well, the Packers have to have the same thing. These teams have to be in better positions when they get the ball to put points on the board. You can't always, in the National Football League, drive 80 yards, especially in the playoffs. But Jordan Love stepped up. In this clip, watch him, some of these highlights, Jordan Love stepped up. Went against Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys, drove down, scored, drove down, scored, drove down, scored. At one point, 27-0. The Packers are a lot better than people give them credit for. I'm not sure they have enough in the tank to beat the 49ers, but I will say this. In a second, when I have another clip, when we get to who we're talking about with these running back positions with Aaron Jones, Christian McCaffrey, that comparison, we can't forget Aaron Dobbs for the Packers and then also Deebo Samuel. But, Brent, listen, Jordan Love came out blazing. He didn't come out like, hey, I'm learning a little bit. I think he came out learning a little bit during the regular season. And I think he stepped up and he said, I was behind, like you said, behind, Aaron Rodgers. Before that was Brett Favre. Green Bay Packer fans, and I know you attest to this, are great fans. Lambeau Field, the Lambeau Leap, it's been famous for a long time. And I think Jordan Love is like, put it on my back now. And I'm not saying he's like Josh Allen. I'm not saying he's like Patrick Mahomes, any of that conversation yet.
We don't know.
What I'm saying is he showed up and his team showed up. They rallied behind him. Big time.
It's his first crack. We don't know what we're going to get from Jordan Love. He could be Patrick Mahomes. He could be Josh Allen. We're about to find out.
We are. And here's a clip for you. Brock Purdy is no slouch, right? He showed up last year, did not play a full season, came in, due to injuries. Jimmy Garoppolo went down, right? They had a lot of, Trent went down. Their first-round pick, their main guy who they traded now. Listen, when I watch, it was Trey Lance, sorry. When I watch this, Brock Purdy is no slouch. They had a couple roadblocks this year. Last year finished strong. The roadblocks this season were like, whoa, we thought the 49ers were here. And then it's like, whoa, maybe they're not that good. Brock Purdy's a game manager. People started saying he's not a game changer. He's a game manager. So the matchup with him and Jordan Love right now, obviously, are game managers because Jordan Love hasn't proven anything outside of that just yet. But the real conversation, Brent, is, will Brock Purdy show up and the 49ers be the team that we saw early on, end of last season, or will they have a roadblock against the Packers and these two players have to show up?
Brock Purdy is a game manager. That's it. But that's okay because he's got that guy. I am pointing to the screen. He's got that guy right there on his team. He doesn't do, this is what I keep arguing even at the youth level, middle school, high school level. Look, you don't need a quarterback that can run all over the place. Those guys are one-dimensional. At the middle school and high school level, that's easy to stop. What you need is a guy that can get the ball into the hands of your stud playmakers, right? And if you got 3 or 4 stud playmakers like the 49ers do,
yep,
you just need to have a guy that can get it to them and get them going. And I think Brock Purdy has done a fantastic job of that. I talked before about that was really when they won a Super Bowl the first time, Ben Roethlisberger was a game manager. It wasn't until into his career did he develop into the guy that would break tackles and, rumble and throw the ball and throw the ball 50 times a game, right? That wasn't what he was doing when they went 15-1. Yep. Or the following year when they won the Super Bowl. That's not who he was.
Yep.
This is very similar to me in that regard, and that's okay. Because the Niners have freaking studs all around him.
Everywhere.
Just get the ball to them and they'll win. That's it. That's
Brent, you said something that I really like just now, and you said it actually a few weeks ago. And this is really important for people to watch this. And Brent, you nailed this. You said you don't have to be a game changer. You could just be a game manager. And that is so freaking true because at the quarterback position, with these two players, all you got to do is just play football. You don't have to be, Lamar Jackson running all around the field. You don't have to be, Mike Vick or one of those kind of guys that's running all over the place. The freakish talents like Lamar Jackson and even like Josh Allen at this point are throwing passes, running around, changing plays, audibles. Those are game changers. Those are real game changers. Game managing position is okay at the quarterback level. If you want to be a quarterback like Brock Purdy or a guy right now like Jordan Love who's just managing the game, running the offense, the coach play, the play is in. Let me run this play. It looks better over here. Let me audible. Let me change the direction we're going. There's nothing wrong with that because you have talent around you. Yeah. And Jordan Love has
That doesn't mean
Aaron
you
Jones.
aren't good. That doesn't mean you aren't good. That doesn't mean you can't make throws. That doesn't mean you aren't reading defenses. It just means that you're not trying to win the game by yourself.
You're not trying to run down the field and dive all over the place.
Yes.
And you make play action, go through your reads. One's not open, two's not open. You might have to throw it away. You might have to scramble, throw it away, live to fight another down, right? That's okay. You don't have to make two guys miss, hurdle somebody, dive for a first down because those are game changers. Game changers also get hurt a lot. So we don't need him to do that. He doesn't need to do that. His organization doesn't need him to do that. What they need is someone to show up, come through the tunnel, and I just showed this clip, and this is for both quarterbacks. This isn't just for Brock Purdy. Jordan Love has to show up and just play football. The Packers are excited about him now. He's won the fan base over. I'm not saying that they're diehard Jordan Love forever. I'm just saying he showed up, got to the playoffs. Whoa, wasn't expecting that.
No,
beat
they
the
were not.
Cowboys, was up 27-0 in the first half. Wasn't expecting that. So now it's, hey, you're not going against Tom Brady or Peyton Manning. You're going against Brock Purdy, a guy that, and you're not playing Brock Purdy, you're playing against a defense. But, hey, you guys are relatively new in the National Football League. Jordan Love's on his first year, Brent, in the National Football League. And Brock Purdy is only, on his second season. Last year had a great year. So I think that this game is a lot closer than people think because of the
not according
gameplay.
not according to Jeremy in the chat. Jeremy in the chat thinks the Niners are going to smoke the Packers and Brock Purdy is going to throw for 350 yards.
If you're in the chat right now, put who you got. 49ers
I don't know
are watching
that
right now live. I mean, Brent.
I don't know during the
everybody's saying that
divisional
because
round
people,
you're getting
listen, people think that the 49ers, and I'm not saying this is wrong, they're saying 49ers are the favorite to win the Super Bowl. Whether it's odds or not, or Vegas or friends or chat or whatever, a lot of people are saying right now that Brock Purdy is, quote unquote, the guy this year with the team around him as a game manager to win the Super Bowl. That's a good conversation that we will be having after this week if they can get past Jordan Love and the Packers. Because I'll tell you this, even though I like the 49ers, I think they're a well-rounded football team. Deebo Samuel is no rookie in the game. They have a great coach. They have everything lined up. I do like that. But all I'm saying right now, Brent, is this. Jordan Love does have Aaron Jones and Aaron Dobbs. And when I watched last week, look, they played the Cowboys. How good are the Cowboys? I don't know at this point. I thought they were a lot better than probably than they were. But they steamrolled past them. This is going to be very exciting. You're taking the 49ers?
Yeah.
Before we move to the next topic.
Speaking of the Cowboys, what say you, Brandon, about Saquon Barkley?
We can move on. Wait, before I go to Saquon Barkley, you're taking the 49ers.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, I thought you already picked your pick. Oh, I'm sorry. I ththought I thought that wearing that red jacket was your indication of who you were picking.
Well, listen, this is where we get on the show, and it's hard because people are like, who are you picking? Pick your damn team. And you know what? Somebody said this to me yesterday. They said, okay, you mentioned a team could play well, but if they don't do this, the other team could win this. So they're right. If I say, well, if they don't have a good running game, then they could win. I got to be direct and pick a freaking team. Live and die by the sword, right? I'm taking the 49ers, and the reason why I'm taking the 49ers isn't because this bright red jacket. I'm taking them because the Packers are way better than I thought they were. They came through, they won a playoff game, but I just think they're a playoff football team, but they just got there. They just skated in there. They're not the 49ers, and I think Deebo Samuel, I think Christian McCaffrey, I think Brock Purdy, I think the defense, they have a great defense. The defensive end, Bosa, they're so talented. I don't think they have a chance, especially on the road against 49ers. Hey, guys, thanks for watching and tuning into the Brandon Mason Show. Please remember to like and subscribe. Until next time.